Well, I thought we were gonna do like game chat anyway, like we did yesterday.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Oh, somebody left game chat. Who's been? Yep. All right.
So does my push to talk work?
Copy Andy's name into the thing here. Andy, I can invite him. Anybody hear me in here now? No.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I don't hear anybody else though.
Because I have push to talk.
I can hear Megan now.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Good. Okay.
John, where you at?
I don't think John's with us.
Just being stubborn. Should be T.
Can you guys hear me?
Nope.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yep.
No, I forgot it didn't say my settings, obviously, from the demo.
That's spiked up.
Megan, I guess we're just gonna be cold tonight. I'm not fucking with that goddamn unit. I don't think it's coming on.
Nick, you want to hit the little check mark?
Oh, sorry. I here.
The-
Did you
All right,
invite-
Brandon,
Did you invite your
it's
friend
you.
Ben?
What? Is the witness for the stake?
Out on your client.
I have faith that the judge will do a good job.
Well, as you can see, yeah, you people. I just woke up from bed. I'm still in my bathrobes and everything. I'm kind of pissed that I have to be in court right now and I have to serve with somebody. So this guy, he's gonna have a rough time today. In fact, I'm almost already ready to find him guilty.
Oh my god. The only one that
John, for the love of God, please.
I can target anybody in here. Anybody.
Well, Becky's
threw
got
that.
a lot of stuff to mess with
All right,
over
Megan,
there.
a little
It's a lot
gassy
of
over
fun
here.
over there being a bailiff.
Know that? You threw that.
Your Honor, if I may have a moment to review my defenses.
Hey guys, like please don't join the game if you know the code, please. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Coming for you.
Do it. I ain't scared.
If you keep them as ducks, they can't talk either. So
Uncle Bobby breaking into the scrapyard. I don't really see that as a crime.
It's called breaking and entering, Your Honor.
Well, let the court stand that from this day forward, it's illegal. All my previous situations
Paper
are
airplanes.
null and void.
I didn't even know we had those.
I'm gonna let you present your case now, Nick.
Thank you, Your Honor. Welcome, courtroom. We've come here today because Uncle Bubby over there was breaking into the local scrapyard and reselling the scrap back to the scrapyard in his own little backwoods Ponzi scheme.
Dang it.
You know,
Your Honor,
it's,
if I may.
it's just one of those things that he's, clearly an Uncle Bubby, and Uncle Bubbies are known for being losers. So that's what we're here to prove today.
Okay. What
Your
is
Honor,
the
bum
first
off.
pieces of evidence?
If we could maintain order in the court, I would greatly appreciate that, as we were here to.
I'm the one trying
prove-
to keep order at this point. I'm not gonna.
I would like to prove the innocence of my defendant, Uncle Bubby here. Uncle Bubby, the title was given as a title of endearment, as he is willing to help a great many people for a very small amount of money, regardless of how good that help is.
Probably not very good help.
They used to call me the help in high school.
God.
Does the prosecution have anything else to add before I provide any defense for this innocent gentleman here by the moniker of Uncle Bubby?
I do, Your Honor. If you want to flip that back over to me here.
You got to turn his light green.
Your Honor, the prosecution has prepared to provide a photo, and, along with a notebook that was found at the scene of the crime, with Uncle Bubby's almost unlegible handwriting found inside of it, more or less outlining his diabolical scheme to steal from the scrapyard and sell to the scrapyard. And these things are just going to be able to provide the evidence that proves his guilt.
Were these acquired?
After,
with
he has been known to have, criminal outbursts as instituted by the restaurant dispute. It was an awkward event that happened. And these things are going to. Excuse me. You'll get your turn. I don't see your light on over there. With that being said, Your Honor, we have to find
Were
this
these
gentleman
photos
guilty.
and notebook acquired through legal means? Was there a warrant involved?
They were, Your Honor. There was no warrant needed, as we were investigating the crime of the actual scrapyard being broken into. So these were found at the scene of the crime, Your Honor, which makes them as admissible in the evidence here.
Okay. What does the defense have to say?
Oh, this should be good. What the fuck?
That is direct libel against my client. It is unsubstantiated. That is clearly a hand-drawn picture. That's
Objection, Your Honor.
evidence of.
Objection, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, sir. Your light is off. May I have my moment?
Can we have a moment?
I have my moment. It's on my
Prosecution, I
screen
am
right
waiting for
Yeah,
an
we
answer,
know.
yes or no. May I have my moment?
No, you may not.
You got your minute, cowboy. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. I am very sorry for that outburst, Your Honor. The prosecution is clearly aggressive regarding my defendant, who is, again, very innocent in this regards. The evidence is shaky at best. A blurry photo, an encrypted notebook, and an unrelated restaurant dispute in regards to breaking and entering of a scrapyard to steal and sell scrap. My defendant is an honorable citizen, has been since high school, as evidenced by the sports medal that was given to him for literally all of the sports, every single sport, soccer,
Objection,
ping
Your Honor.
pong.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection.
May I have my moment?
Oh my god.
I want a ruling on my objection. I want a ruling on.
Got your rolling.
He maintained his peace while you presented your facts. Now let him present his.
But I got to be able to object, Your Honor. I got to object. His name is Uncle Bubby. He didn't graduate high school, Your Honor.
Maybe not your high school. The high school for Uncle Bubby's is a very
Yeah,
relaxed state.
Did he get a bunch of medals in the Special Olympics?
Irrelevant. Irrelevant. The medal was there. It was awarded to
Whatever,
him.
Your Honor. Whatever, Your Honor. This guy's a clown over here. Whatever he's got to say.
Objection, argumentative.
Oh my god.
No objections from the crowd. Thank you.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
continue
It was
on,
from the
ma'am.
bailiff. Would you like some cuffs?
Would the bailiff
I
like
would-
to
I
remain
would
silent in
greatly
the corner
appreciate
like
that.
she's supposed to be?
Oh.
Ooh.
Boom.
Get his ass.
Judge, would you like to get order in your court?
Yeah, I appreciate that. If you can,
You want to get this place ordered up
cuff
here
the
real
man
quick?
that's been throwing paper airplanes at me all day so far, and farting in my general direction. That's the wrong person, but
Your Honor, the bailiff just has a personal vendetta against me. As I pointed out her line of work in the courtroom, Your Honor. This is
Oh my God.
unacceptable.
all right. Do you want to continue your defendant, or are you going to give the courtroom back to Nick over here and his prosecution?
Your Honor, I would love to prove the innocence of my client. I just wanted to be aware that interruptions, such rude interruptions by the prosecution, should not be allowed, as my train of thought is heavily impaired by the Jägermeister I've been consuming. Not
Oh
in the
my
courtroom,
God.
clearly, but in the car, the 1998 Honda Accord that I have outside. The effects are still lasting. My train of thought has been disrupted, and I would appreciate greatly
Stop
if
it.
the interruptions would be limited in the future.
Speaking of
However,
liquor,
as evidenced by the sports medal provided to Uncle Bubby from high school in regards to all of the sports, Special Olympics, Ultra Special Olympics, the Disabled Olympics, the regular Olympics, the football, baseball, basketball, whatever you want to call it, he was awarded all the medals, and they were melted down directly into one out of pure gold. You would see if you examine the sports medal that was given to him. He has no reason to go into breaking and entering into a scrapyard to steal anything, as he at any point in time he could sell that particular sports medal for a grand deal of money, and would not risk his life as Uncle Bubby collecting $10 for replacing the entire transmission of a 1995 Honda Accord in the parking lot of an AutoZone. He's an upstanding citizen, and I believe that the prosecution has no real case to stand on, especially regarding the evidence that's been provided through the blurry
I'm
photos,
being silenced.
the encrypted notebook, and the, again, unrelated restaurant dispute that was documented in a drunken state after his wife left him.
Well, I'm
would
sorry
like
about
to
your wife,
concede
but
to
she
the-
voiced you for a reason, sir. I know I'm better than her, so I'm good here.
I'll give the floor back to the prosecution.
Onto that. All right, Nick. What else you got to present?
Well, Your Honor, the defense has made a very poor case for the innocence of his client. It's quite simply, we haven't provided all of our evidence yet, just because we wanted to let the community see just what a piece of shit, Uncle Bubby is over there.
Slander, Your Honor, slander.
Let me rephrase that, Your Honor. What a poor contributing member of society Uncle Bubby is over there, as inferenced in his credit card. Note, the credit card was found at the scene of the crime and was used to slide into the door and actually open the door of the scrapyard. And it was Uncle Bubby's card. And we did run that card just to double check. And the credit score was so low on that card that he couldn't even buy a cup of coffee with it, Your Honor. So this would ultimately point to motive to break in and do the pyramid scheme that was also outlined in the dark web purchases of the defendant's browser history. Clearly, Your Honor, he's not a contributing member of society. Last time I checked, winning the long jump in the special needs contest did not grant a large sum of money for that alleged sports medal. As outlined, because they can't really be specific when it comes to the lower grade graduation rates that Uncle Bubby experienced in his time. As uneducated.
Because I was distracted halfway through your explanation by one of the jurors holding up a sign that said Uncle Bobby touched him inappropriately. And I got so distracted I lost complete focus on your train of thought there.
The jury of the peers has been selected at random. This gentleman does not know the defendant here, and if he did, he would no longer be impartial and should be booted from the juror pool.
Anyways, Your Honor, before I was so rudely interrupted, clearly Uncle Bubby doesn't have any money. It turns out the long jump competition doesn't really pay out all that well. Maybe you're happening to be going to the Olympics, which clearly Uncle Bubby has never been or ever will be. And as far as these alleged awards given out to the alleged defendant here, they're not worth their weight in anything, as they are plastic with a simulated metallic coating. Clearly, Your Honor, he's guilty. The card was found at the scene of the crime. He had an encrypted note. The notebook, as it is outlined as encrypted, was later discovered that it's not encrypted. His handwriting is just so terrible. It couldn't actually be, deciphered at first. We actually had to take it to a third grade elementary school, and they were actually able to decipher what was written in the notebook, surprisingly enough. So, with that, Your Honor, we rest our case and aim that the court find the defendant guilty of breaking and entering into the local scrapyard.
All right, so I'm going back to you now, defendant.
Your Honor,
take the trash out, please.
Your Honor, the last I checked, being poor was not a crime. This gentleman here, regardless of his financial status, there's no real proof here that he was there at the scrapyard breaking and entering, stealing, or any such evidence. The credit card was found as he was purchasing parts to repair, once again, my 1985 Ford Mondeo that I have been restoring in my garage part-time. He's been assisting with that. The credit card that was found.
objection? What is it?
I object. I mean, clearly, the defense is now admitting that he was taking parts for his car. It's crazy, Your Honor. Clearly a guilty party over there.
Anything you have to say?
Your Honor, he took the man's encrypted notebook to an elementary school to be decrypted by third graders, and takes that as direct evidence of his involvement in a crime. A third grader decrypting a grown man, Uncle Bubby, this gentleman standing here before you, scared for his life, the man of the people, the man who assists any and all who ask for his help, decrypted by a third grader and is being passed along as credible evidence. I don't believe that whatsoever. The defendant here, the credit card that was declined, it was in an attempt to purchase a new set of spark plugs, a used set of spark plugs for my 1985 Ford Mondeo. It was declined. The gentleman here, for a good friend of mine, a lifelong friend of mine, you may call him my uncle.
What was that for?
The credit card was declined. In a fit of frustration, he did throw the credit card, a mild form of littering, but not what he's here for, in frustration, and as such was discovered, allegedly, at the scene of the crime. The gentleman, again, is poor. He frequents the scrapyard, but does not break in and steal in the scrapyard. You can tell, again, that he's poor by the evidence, or that he's wearing, or was wearing, broken glasses. He's not currently, as the glasses are now fully broken, and now requires a metal helmet to keep him safe from the prosecution and his goons. And
Objection, Your Honor.
I'm not going to let that stand. I'm just going to say that being protected from his goons might be considered slander, but has no
What the
real,
fuck?
no real.
Clearly, the prosecution
going on
has
here.
and I apologize for the language, but it has a hard on for this gentleman here, as he runs a successful auto shop business that
I'll be
charges
right back,
exorbitant
guys.
rates. It runs his labor through a matrix to gouge even more money from the customer. Uncle Bubby's
Objection, Your Honor. Objection,
willing
Your
to
Honor.
do pretty much anything. Give me a minute. Willing to do pretty much anything for a nickel, a dime. It doesn't matter. He's a man of the people. He's poor. He was successful in high school in many regards, regardless of the status of that particular high school and how many people went there and how many Uncle Bubbies went there, how many Aunt Sallies went there. He was there. He won the medals. The condition of the medal doesn't matter. He believes it's full of gold. Therefore, to him, he has no reason to steal, regardless of the actual chemical composition of that medal. He's on trial simply for being poor, and I don't stand for that.
All right, I'm about ready to run my verdict. Everybody else, jurors involved, and
The
witness?
juries actually does get a vote. I believe there's something you might be able to do to get them to vote. It's different from the demo.
Oh wait, how does that work? Do I get a vote? They get a vote?
I mean,
I
there's
have
a
absolutely no idea.
guidebook sitting right next to you on your left.
Oh, I cannot read that.
You can't read it?
I would like to have the case just completely dismissed on the fact that the judge can't read and therefore cannot clearly decipher the evidence.
Well, I can already see that Uncle, what was your name again?
This is Uncle Bubby over here. He's a man of the
Bubby.
people. He's a man of the people.
I can already see that the votes for Uncle Bubby's innocence are there, but I want it to be stated and known that while I do not find any of the evidence Nick presented liable, I am currently sleeping with his ex-wife Karen, and she does hate him, so I'm going to have to throw him in jail if I can possibly do that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. It was a just ruling today. Obviously, the gentleman's been breaking in. He was kicked out after filling his pockets full of fuses and random parts and trying to walk out and not pay for them. We got to get money off of those 10-cent clips.
Apologize.
He says, I do apologize.
All right, let's see what we got here today. Actually, it's preventing me from setting up a defense. Charlie. God damn.
Alrighty, Ben.
Thank you for being so professional, Your Honor. I would very much like to state my case. If you'd give me just a moment to review my documents on the table here, I will provide a very compelling case in regards to the guiltiness of said.
This is kind of bullshit. All of my cards literally are for accusing somebody. They're not meant for defense.
May I have the green light, Your Honor? Thank you, Your Honor. I greatly appreciate this.
You said you wanted to wait, so that's why I took away the green light, really.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I'd like to present the case against Charlie, who has stolen classified candies from the chocolate factory with his uncle. Classified candies which enhance or disable certain metaphysical events happening within the human body that were not approved by the FDA nor the General Counsel regarding food. As such, there was security camera footage. There's security camera footage regarding Charlie and his uncle, who's not on trial currently. That's you get a case tomorrow regarding his uncle. But Charlie stole several classified candies from the chocolate factory. Caught on camera with both of them, literally putting the candies in their mouth after the curator of the chocolate factory has turned his back. And as the curator is a very, very honest man, very trusting man, he didn't believe that somebody would take classified and experimental candies. It's just at this point there's literal security camera footage of them doing it. So I don't really know what else to say beyond I rest my case.
Alrighty, Matt. It's all you, bud.
That's not the way my thing again. Well, Your Honor, who lets a child in a chocolate factory truly unattended? With a shady uncle, mind you.
Objection. The child was not
Because,
attended.
let's
The
be
uncle
honest
chose
here.
to be the guardian.
We're accusing Charlie, an 11-year-old child that was under the supervision of his uncle, of being the perpetrator of stealing said candy. Let that sink in for you for a minute. The person that was the one that was supposed to be in trial today was his uncle, but he skipped out on us. Now, as for the stolen candy, I will admit, his uncle swiped that candy and handed it to Charlie. Charlie did not know what it did not know where he got it or how he got it. All Charlie knew is, ooh, piece of candy. And like all 11-year-olds, he took that piece of candy and he popped it in his mouth.
Oh my
Which led
god.
to a 2-day-long adventure where he was, in fact, stuck in an elevator. What are you going to do in that situation with no food? You're going to eat whatever's on you, which happened to be said candy. Unfortunately, that also led to a lot of very, very confusing situations for Charlie because he had no idea what was going on, what was in that candy. It fucked him up. And you know what happened? There was all kinds of very disturbing emails going out because of that. of those emails, we have a few of them, and they show that he was not within his right mind at the time. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Okay, so what do these emails have? Like, what did
We
they
would rather
say?
not say, Your Honor. They are very disturbing, and for an 11-year-old child, we do not want to restate what those emails were in front of him. Luckily, he has had a total memory wipe of the situation, like a very deep blackout. And we like to keep it that way for his own sanity and future self-confidence.
You can't present it as evidence if you can't share what it is.
Yeah, you have to share what it is.
Well, I'm going to have to strike those from the record, unfortunately, then, Your Honor. I do not feel comfortable jeopardizing my client's sanity.
Holy shit! You can actually strike evidence. What the fuck? How the fuck did you do that?
I struck the evidence from the case, Your Honor.
What? No, like Matt, like just legitimately. How did you just like right click it or something?
No, that was Megan.
Oh, okay. News.
But like I said, Your Honor, 11-year-old child being the one on trial today, I think not. We should definitely get his uncle in here. He's the one that swept that candy, handed it off to a child, and like any child, trusting their adult supervisor or adult guardian, took that candy without a second thought.
Would you like to call the expert in?
Your Honor, there does not appear to be an expert on stand available for calling in.
Well, Matt, you're on your own. Sorry.
Could we please not refer to the defense by their personal name, as it appears as though there is favor regarding the defense attorney? Please refer to them as a defense.
No, Ben. I'm gonna do what I want. It's my court. My
Fucking
session,
get him.
not yours. Anyway, do you have anything to counter with that?
Yes, I would, Your Honor. The defendant, I have no intention of charging this defendant as an adult. I'm charging this defendant as a juvenile. The penalties will not be severe. They will not pass the age of 18, as long as they learn their lesson and do not resort back to a life of crime via the stealing of forbidden candies from further chocolate factories in development at this time. This particular defendant, there was DNA evidence recovered from a crushed can at the time of the theft regarding the forbidden or classified candies from the chocolate factory, proving that he was actually present at the time of the theft. The uncle, as presented by the defense attorney, is not currently on trial. The uncle will be on trial next week on July the 32nd. This is not even remotely regarding the uncle. This is about the culpability of this individual on trial, this Charlie from streets. I'm sorry, we have breaking news.
Oh, Lord. Oh my god. That's too fucking good.
There were internet comments. The comments had evidence proving that he was there as well. The golden tickets that were provided to both he and his uncle posted via social media, proving that he was at the moment, or he was invited to the factory. He stole from the factory, and the poor Mr. Wonka just had no idea that he would be just a thief in the factory. So as the prosecuting attorney, there's just too much evidence happening here. The security camera footage isn't happening. The crush cam, the DNA evidence. There were internet comments proving that he was there. All we have from the defense is that the elevator got stuck and that he was hungry. And may I point out that the defense attorney is also likely culpable as well, considering the lollipop literally sticking out of his mouth right now. that he may be in collusion with the defense and the defense's uncle.
I want to stress, Your Honor, I'm a recovering smoker, and the lollipop
Hey,
fix.
hey, it's not your turn. He's not done.
The defense does not. The defense does not require such abuse from the court. He's merely stating that he's. The banhammer is
Well-
swift but just. I rest my case.
I would like to state that I am a recovering smoker, and the lollipop in my mouth is to fit in the hand motion for grabbing the lollipop and pulling it out of my mouth. That way it soothes the itch to smoke, but I'm not smoking. So it helps me get off of the cigs.
I would like to just provide an objection. It's extremely unprofessional. Please don't hit me.
It is not your turn to talk.
As for the rest of his comments on the crushed can and the internet, my client doesn't have a phone. His parents are poor. They do not have the money to fund their 11-year-old child, who got very lucky, by the way, with his invitation to that chocolate factory. So he did not even know that there was any kind of internet presence or information on him going. Now, as for the crushed can, well, like anybody, if you crack open a can and then you chug it, you know you gotta crush it on the top of your head.
May I object?
Go on.
Ignorance of internet does not include innocence from the evidence provided by the comments provided by the well-known and I'm sorry, there's breaking news.
What the fuck?
As we can see by the breaking news, a literal picture of Charlie himself and his uncle with chocolate covered all over his face, all over their faces. There was no chocolate directly available at the chocolate factory. It was all just
Fine.
random snozberries and the vulnerabilities abound. But there was no chocolate directly available to the children, nor the uncles of the children that were. Who's hitting him?
It's not me. It's John.
Chocolate was not directly present at the moment of the theft. It's very clear that Charlie and his uncle colluded, along with the gentleman on the defense team that has a supper out of his mouth. There's chocolate dripping down his mouth. You can see it. It's coming. It's coming right out. They're very
Oh my
very
God.
clearly.
I love these fucking things.
Just you. Just that's just.
I would just very much like to fart in the general direction of the defense attorney.
I would just like to say, the idea that you are invited to a place where chocolate is made, and you are not offered, as a child, any form of candy is
Objection.
unheard of. Let's be honest here. If you were invited to a factory where they produce chocolate bars, chocolate candies, all other assorted candies, when you're first walking through the door, the first thing you're going to expect is to receive a piece of candy, or chocolate,
Objection.
or anything of the sort. The idea that they did not receive chocolate is just hearsay. I want to stress that, because what evidence would there be of the chocolate after they've eaten it already? None. And like the defense attorney showed, well, not the defense attorney, the journal, the I can't talk. Man with the fancy hat showed they received chocolate. Now, did they receive it from the factory? I believe so. it makes total sense that they got that from the factory, and
Oh, you
the
can only send
tour
three.
guides presenting that, presenting the factory to them.
I apologize for my flatulence. I ate a little too much cereal today. In what can only be described as a surprise move, it was not a tour. It was not a tasting tour. It was not to provide the customers nor the invitees of the golden ticket to taste test the entire factory. It was a tour of the manufacturing of the factory. They were not permitted to eat, nor devour, nor imbibe of any form, in any way, shape, any kind of chocolate, any kind of candy, any kind of anything. They were provided the opportunity to tour the manufacture of all of these particular vehicles of sugary pleasure. This was not an opportunity to taste test and eventually steal the forbidden and classified chocolate from the chocolate factory.
Okay, so Matt, what in the breaking news? How did he get chocolate all over his face? Where did he
I
get
just
that
want to
chocolate
stress,
from?
Your Honor, they were in fact invited to a chocolate factory. Now, I cannot testify or how they might have gotten that chocolate outside of that factory, but I can almost certainly say they should have gotten it either legitimately from one of the employees from the factory, or one of the employees from the factory looking at one of the people that was invited to the factory being a child, gave him a few chocolates to make him enjoy his day a little bit better, rather than have the torturous and monstrous
Being
act
over here
forced
just
upon this child
furiously
to
scribbling
walk
on
through
his
an
pad.
entire candy factory without receiving a single piece of candy. What do you think is more likely, Your Honor? A child was given a piece of candy from the people and honest workers of that factory, or that child had the wherewithal to go out of his way and steal a piece of candy. Now, note the candy that was stolen was not explicitly stated as chocolate, and there was chocolate in the images on his face. So where do you think he got that chocolate, Your Honor? That is where I rest my case. There were no mentions of
Bruh.
Oompa Loompas, Your Honor. Also, I want to stress, before this court case is adjourned, I had so many cards for burying my client. Had next to none for defending him.
You may cede your time, defendant, by pressing the bell to your right. Your Honor, may I have the floor for a closing statement? In light of the situation, again, there is security camera footage of Charlie stealing. There is a crush can with his DNA evidence directly applied to it. Internet comments stating that he was there and that he stole the chocolate from the chocolate factory. And again, it was just surprising. It was surprising in general, just based on the fact that he stole it. The defense has no real case here, Your Honor. There's just too much evidence against him, and as such, he should be tried, I believe, as an adult, but in the state of where are we?
We are living in Socktown.
We are in.
I don't know where.
In the state in the state of Socktown. Sorry.
Socktown?
Yeah, Socktown. In the state of Socktown, he's clearly guilty. He should be tried as an adult, but unfortunately, due to his age, being 11 years old, we're gonna have to try him as a juvenile. I don't believe that's enough.
Send me to the dryer. Send him to the dryer.
I'm not going to send him to the dryer. It's a little excessive, journalist. It's a bit much. But I do say we hang him out on the line to dry naturally in the wind. I rest my
Yeah.
case.
Oh my God, you're gonna lynch the.
Matt, your closing statements whenever you're ready.
This is an injustice
Fucking-
thrust upon a child that had no idea that they were stealing a piece of candy. It was
It's
not the
why we're
child
trying
that
them as
took the
juvenile.
candy. It was his uncle that redistributed it to him. He had no idea it was stolen and no ability to know that he would have stolen that candy. It was truly and honestly stolen by his uncle, not him. My client is innocent. Where's my case?
Okay.
So I got a
Well-
question here, real quick, before we make our ruling.
Journalist, you're here to provide paperwork regarding the case itself.
That's correct, and I want to make sure I get this paperwork correct. If you don't mind.
This fucking guy.
Judge, may we allow this from the stenographer of the court?
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to read back a couple notes here to make sure I got them right there, Prosecutor Porkless. No. On a real. On a
Oh
real
my
note,
god.
On a actual the game note, I wonder if we can break this thing with these fucking paper wads.
I'm certain
I
we
don't think you can.
They don't despawn.
Are we trying to literally break the game itself?
Yeah,
We get enough
I
paper
mean,
wads out there. I actually got up to 32 frames.
Oh man, your thing's probably about
So
to
bad.
die. Oh yeah, it is.
You can see him lagging. Like, watch him lag. You are seeing him lag.
It's
Yeah.
Yes. I'm starting to hit it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking crash. He's just gonna fucking
That fact
crash.
is I've still had worse FPS. Had frame by frame, 1 frame a second. When I was going
Oh
back and
my
This is a
forth.
lot of
God.
balls.
See him fucking lagging.
Oh my god.
Balls aren't responding fast enough
You
for me to grab them.
literally can see him lag I'm starting to like
I hope
it
you
too.
guys enjoy this video. It's funny. We're just chest testing.
Oh. Matt lost connection.
Yeah, because as soon as he left, I seen my fucking frames jump up from 82 to 140.
Yeah, it's because he fucking left us. But
Well, we can just say that I most likely would win. Because mine was like 20 above yours.
yeah, I was definitely not like.
So guilty, right?
Huh?
So guilty, right?
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking stupid bitch.
Fucking bitch.
Hi, Megan. Goodbye. Alright, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I will catch you guys in another one. Goodbye.